The Apple Vision Pro has a problem, but does it really? Let me talk to ya. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech, back again for the video. And yes, if you are reading the tea leaves, reading the news, then you might be led to believe that Apple Vision Pro has a problem. So, if you've been keeping up with these recent Apple Vision Pro headlines, you probably know by now that there will be a few notable apps missing from the launch of Apple Vision Pro. Most notably, no Netflix Vision Pro app, no Spotify Vision Pro app, and now no YouTube Vision Pro app. Now, before I go any further, even though Spotify, YouTube, and Netflix will not have a dedicated Vision OS app, you can still access all of those services via the Safari web browser or the Chrome web browser, whatever your browser of choice is. You can still access all of those via the web app. So it's not like you can't access those at all on Vision Pro, but they will not have native apps. But this has led to some conversation online about why these developers are not going to be including apps on the Apple Vision Pro. The other thing that's going on is that all of those apps have a iPad app, and all the developers have to do is click a button and the iPad app will be immediately supported on Vision Pro. But YouTube, Netflix, and Safari have all opted out to include support for their iPad apps on Apple Vision Pro as well, which leads me back to my why. Why is this happening? Well, one of the main reasons why you probably won't see bigger developers like YouTube or Spotify, Netflix support Vision Pro at launch is because the Vision Pro is a brand new platform. They don't know how the market is going to respond to Apple Vision Pro. At launch next weekend or 2 weekends from now, there's rumors that there might be around 80,000 Apple Vision Pro headsets available for sale. And if we assume that Apple sells out of all of them, that's a user base of 80,000. Are you really going to allocate resources from your multi-billion-dollar businesses to support 80,000 people? Yeah, probably not. So it's just not worth their time to allocate those resources to support such a small group of people on a new platform when those companies don't know how the market will respond to Apple Vision Pro. The other reason, and this reason is much more closer to Apple's relationship with these brands, especially as it relates to Netflix and Spotify, they just don't like Apple. I mean, can you blame them? When you have an app go through the Apple App Store, you guys know we've talked about this ad nauseum for the last 5 or 6 years, that Apple takes a 30% app cut revenue for any app that comes through the Apple App Store. And if those apps have a subscription model on top of that, then Apple takes 15% from those subscriptions for every paying customer, different things like that. So the Netflix and Spotify's of the world, they do not like the way Apple does business as it relates to having their apps in the Apple App Store. So that's another reason why they probably don't want to support Vision Pro at launch, just because the relationship with Apple is kind of fractured and they're like, we're not dealing with that. They can go through the web. But let's go back to the iPad app support situation. Why won't these developers turn on support for their iPad apps on Apple Vision Pro? Well, it might just be that they don't like how their iPad app will run on the Apple Vision Pro and Vision OS. Maybe the app experience isn't up to their expectations of what other apps are doing on Vision OS, so they're not going to put themselves in a position to be looked at negatively by having a suboptimal app experience on Vision OS, which is probably why they're not enabling their iPad apps to be supported. Now, I don't think this is really going to hurt the launch of Vision Pro. You can't even get one shipped to you on launch day anymore. The only way that you can get one on launch day right now is via picking it up in an Apple store, which means they must have sold a good allotment of them if the shipping dates have already slipped. But I am going to have a Vision Pro here on day one. I have pre-ordered one. It's due to arrive on February 2nd. So if you want all the Vision Pro coverage, just keep it locked here. Hit subscribe to the channel, and I will have that for you. But let me know if the omission of a YouTube or Spotify or Netflix would stop you from buying the Apple Vision Pro. Drop a comment, let me know. And if you want to know more information about Apple Vision Pro and what the experience will be like for you, a potential buyer, I made a whole video explaining it right there.